Hey everyone, I'm Nick Meter, and I'm the founder of Soul Lift Cacao. This might be the first time that you're hearing me speak. I generally keep myself in the background to focus on the mission, but at the same time, transparency is one of the key values in what I do. So I thought it was important to come on and speak my views, my opinion about the situation that's going on right now. I've been working behind the scenes since the initial video came out, consulting with the twins and other teachers that I respect a lot. First of all aspects of my communication thus far and in this video are protected by the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. Not only do I have a degree in journalism, where I studied free speech and defamation law, but this week I checked in with my lawyer and he confirmed that this is the case. If you haven't heard the term defamation before, essentially it means some kind of speech or expression that could lower the reputation of another person or business. The thing is, truth is an undeniable defense against claims of defamation. Secondly, this subject regards a public figure with tens of thousands of followers, and public figures cannot claim defamation for criticism or people sharing their experiences of things that actually happen with them. What could count as defamation is if somebody made up an entire situation out of nothing, especially if illegal activity was alleged, and that's not something that has happened in this situation. In the US, we have what's known as anti-SLAPP legislation. SLAPPs are strategic lawsuits against public participation. The intention of a lawsuit like that is to chill public speech, is to scare people from telling their story. So what my lawyer told me is that there's a long precedent of cases like this getting thrown out because people have a right to talk about things that are relevant to the public interest. Even if businesses are involved, even if strong feelings are involved, talking about the fact that I do have a cacao business is actually a distraction from the main issue, which is the indigenous teachers and their rights to respectful treatment and fair compensation. And I've never publicly shared my story, my experience with the group in question. That would also be protected as free speech. What's actually relevant about me and my past with the group in question is that I experienced dynamics that were similar enough to what the twins were describing that I believed them. And they're not the only ones who have shared their story with me. There have been many others who have told me privately things that have happened, again, with similar dynamics, but so far they're afraid to tell their story publicly because look at what happens. Threats of legal action are issued. I think the severity of the response is also a distraction from the real questions that have been asked. To call the twins liars is completely disrespectful and goes contrary to the mission of the group in question, especially in the context of a country, Guatemala, where just 30 years ago there was a civil war and 200,000 indigenous people were killed. And to this day, systemic oppression is pervasive throughout the country and the culture there. And I say that with transparency that I am someone with 100% European heritage. I feel called to be an ally, however I can, to use the privilege that I have and the platform that I have to be of service. I'm used to people assuming things about me, projecting onto me, especially strangers, without really knowing much about me or even bothering to look into the background, things that I've shared in terms of transparency with my business. And it's tough, I'll be honest with you. It would be easier to just go do something completely unrelated, right? Where I wouldn't have to face that. But the people of Guatemala have given me so much, not just cacao that has brightened my life and helped me turn my health around, but also a sense of purpose and something meaningful to contribute to. In the time since we shared the twins' initial video, so many people have reached out to me behind the scenes to say thank you, to check in, to see how I am, especially people who have met me personally. They know that I wouldn't get into something like this if I didn't have good reasons for it. Here are my final words to leave you with. When receiving feedback from multiple people over a period of years that they felt hurt or taken advantage of, especially indigenous teachers who are supposed to be their whole focus, the appropriate response would be to take responsibility and find a way to make amends, not to make threats of taking legal action that would ultimately go nowhere, and also continue a pattern of disrespecting real Mayan indigenous authority. If you have a similar direct personal story and you want support, feel free to reach out. That's all for now, and I promise to keep you updated as things develop.